Hi, this is Stephen Brower. Welcome to CISY 217, Operating Systems for the Summer of 2016. An overview of this overview video. It's going to be a brief overview of tools for the course. There's going to be other videos that will focus on content and one that will focus on the specific steps for submitting work via WebStudy. The first thing I want to show you is two different ways to get to the syllabus other than WebStudy itself. From the school's website, if you select current students, or actually hover over current students, and then select academic departments, and then click computer science, and then scroll down to Stephen Brower, that's me. From this page here, there would be a link to this section of operating systems, and then here is going to be a link to the syllabus and the schedule. Now I'll bring those up in WebStudy, but part of the reason why I just wanted you to show this is that if for some reason WebStudy is down and you just wanted to see where we were in the terms of the course, that's one way to go and to bring up the syllabus. Another way, if you happen to be in Lion's Den, in this area here, my courses, click here too, go into the course, and on the right hand side there would be links to the schedule and to the syllabus. So again, if WebStudy is down and you just want to see where we are in the semester, it's a way to go and bring up the schedule just to see where we are. Finally, from within WebStudy itself, now you should have received an email at the time that you registered that would have a ID and password for WebStudy system, which means that the password might be different than what your network password is. I will log on. Now, since I'm a faculty member, my view looks a little bit different than the way your view will look, but somewhere you'll have in your screen your courses, and then under the semester there'll be a link for our course, which is the operating systems. So let me go into that. Where you're going to probably spend most of your time is on the timeline. So on the left-hand side here, the timeline, I'll go click on the timeline. The timeline is sort of a, whoops, let me just do collapse all. It's a chronological listing of all the topics that we'll be covering this semester. Each of these gray bar things here are called sessions, and in general what I have are two types of sessions. I have one session that has content, and then I have another type of session which then has the assignments that are due. So anyway, this is the timeline. If I ever make a reference to finding everything for the timeline, this is where you'll find everything. Up top on the timeline, up here, I have a link for the syllabus and for the schedule. Now the syllabus, this is has sort of policies, and it also has things like the grading criteria. So the how-tos, in a sense, are kind of covered in the syllabus. The other link, which is the schedule, is the listing of the topics, really session by session, that we're going to cover. One thing I strongly suggest is that maybe you print the schedule, and then as the semester progresses, you can check off the items that that you work on. Okay, so this class schedule shows the timing of the topics. Now, originally this class was going to meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and so I kind of arranged everything as if it was Tuesday and Thursday, meaning if you already had set aside Tuesdays and Thursdays for 3 hours to take the course, then you could use that time, the Tuesdays and Thursdays, the 3 hours, to actually do this course. So I laid things out in terms of Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the rightmost column here are things that are due. So our first items due would be on Thursday the 19th. The next set of items due would be Tuesday the 24th, and it kind of repeats that cycle throughout the rest of the semester. Now the week numbers, this is more it's more for me to make sure we have our 6 weeks and we have all our sessions. But the week numbers and the dates, if you notice, do correspond to the week numbers and the dates that are due here on the timeline. Most teachers do not put the week numbers and the dates on the timeline. They usually have it be more generic. I just do it so there's no confusion. Like, for example, what is due 5/19? These are the things that are due 5/19. So the attention is drawn to the appropriate place. Okay. Now, again, another video is going to go into content for Chapter 1, and another video is going to go into the specifics on how to submit the assignments for Chapter 1. What I just want to do here as an overview is show the way many of the sessions will work is that there's a brief, like 1 or 2 sentence overview of what's going on in the chapter. Depending on the chapter, there may or may not be a video. But this video that's here, or the link to this video, the video that's here is for the content of Chapter 1. The videos are, well, each video is about 10 to 15 minutes. Some weeks have more than one video. It depends on the topics that are going on. Some weeks have no video. But anyway, this would be the content. The slides that are here, I've created a PDF at 2 slides per page. And the idea is that, like, if you see here on the screen, at least it's readable in this form. If it was to be printed out double-sided, it wouldn't take up as much paper if it was 1 slide per. But this would be as if we're in the classroom. These would be the slides that I would have gone over in the classroom. So in terms of the content, again, this content session is an overview. There's a link to a video, and then there's the slides. And so I'm just going to peek out, just looking at a couple. So like there's one video here for Chapter 2. There's several videos here for Chapter 3. So it's going to vary week to week how many things that there are. Now, if we were meeting in the classroom, what I would cover on, let me come back over here a second. So if we were meeting in the classroom and I lectured on 5/17 in Chapter 1, then the next time we would meet, that's when the homework in the lab would be due. And so here, the assignments due 5/19, there's the homework, and then there's the lab. Now, there's another video that's going to go into the specifics of what each of these things are. And in each cases, each one of them has a file to download, and you really go through a series of actions. But if we just glance randomly in the semester, we'll see now some weeks there are 2 chapters, but there would be the 2 chapters. So if these here are the 11 and 12, then it would be the next time, which would be the 16th, is when those assignments would be due. Okay, so again, what I tried to show is a couple things. Is one, from the school's website, there's a way to bring up my webpage, and from my webpage you can navigate down to and find the syllabus and the schedule here. I show that if you happen to be in Lion's Den, that there are links to the syllabus and the class schedule here. And then in WebStudy, I show that once you're at the timeline, the links are up here for the syllabus and the schedule. And then the schedule will show week by week, session by session, the topics that are covered, and then the items that are due. Well, welcome to Operating Systems, and hope we have a good semester.